Hello, everyone. My name is Todd Bavona with Gotham Trinity Productions, and we're here today with our first episode of Set It Straight with Doc Bots. Now, joining me is my partner from Gotham Trinity, Michael Graziuso, and what we're going to do is have a lighthearted discussion, but just a general discussion over COVID-19 and the current pandemic that's been taking over the entire world. We're going to talk about things that have been in the news that have an impact on us, impact on Mike, but then we're going to have Dr. Thomas Bottolari from New York Presbyterian Hospital join us and set the record straight on what's true and what's not. Mike, I'm looking forward to this because there's been a lot out there about what is and what is not, and trying to understand the reputable organizations. Obviously, there's the WHO, there's the CDC, there's press conferences from the government on the national and local level where we get sound information. There's a lot going on out there, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you don't know where to go and you don't know who to trust, and it's like one person says this and one person says that. You know, over the weekend, did you hear about the tiger?
That's right. The tiger at the Bronx Zoo was tested positive for COVID-19. And
that's insane.
Mike, it brings up to me, I remember when people were making a joke when WHO, the World Health Organization, let the dogs out when it was said that they would not be a carrier. And again, I think the doctor will embellish on this, that a dog couldn't be a carrier or they couldn't have a test positive for COVID-19. So there was no issue with our pets. Mike, you're a pet owner. I'm a pet owner. This affects both of us.
I mean, listen, I can't even imagine. It's like our dogs, like they definitely don't follow social distancing when they see another dog. You know, it's like, but do we have to worry? Do we have to worry about either like just say we have it, we bring it home, or our pets in danger? You know, and it's not a good sign. I mean, but who do we ask?
And then you bring your dogs to the dog park, right by Wolfsbaum Park. Now, as of this taping, I know they did close down a lot of parks and dog parks in New York, in New Jersey. Look up at your local government to find out. But I don't think you can bring a dog to the dog park now. I think, this could be troubling, right, Mike?
See, I'm not sure if I wonder if they closed the parks, because it just happened on Monday when they closed the dog runs. They closed it because everybody's going into the parks through all this. It's like social distances. People seem to be hiding in parks. I see cars around the block. You know, when you pass Wolf's Barn or you buy there. You know, so. Or is it that the dogs are spreading it amongst themselves and then getting us sick? You know, like how do we know?
So let's set it straight. Let's bring in Dr. Bottolari and see what he thinks and his professional opinion on what this means for our pets. A tiger was tested positive, but now is there a trickle-down effect now, Doc, with a human spreading it to a dog, or what does this really mean?
It's hard to really make heads or tails out of it, considering the fact that this is the first case like that. But when you think about a tiger being related to your house cat, the genetic difference between those two animals is infinitesimally small. It's kind of like the genetic difference between us and chimpanzees we're about 98.5% similar genetically. So the fact that we can pass it along to a feline and potentially, we don't know if that feline can pass it back to us, that's another vector, right? This idea of vector is the carrier of the disease. And that's why this is such a scary epidemic or pandemic, is because it's being spread by silent carriers, quote unquote, silent carriers, meaning very mild illness. And then if our pets are a vector, well, then that means that's one more area that this virus can get into and then spread potentially to more people.
Sounds like more research needs to be done, or the more positive cases are going to have to come from the pets in order to really understand this and cause concern. Is that fair, Doc, in saying we don't really know, but should be extra cautious with our pets when they're out? Should we also exercise social distancing with them? Meaning, if I'm taking my puppy for a walk and there's other puppies in my development, should I try to keep that distance with the puppies as well, just as a precaution? Or is that, generally speaking, everyone and everything at this point should just be cautious?
Yeah, I think that social distance rules apply for pets. Now, we don't really understand or know 100% whether the virus is being transmitted from pets to humans. So I won't speak on that. But what I can say pretty clearly is it's like when you see that cute little puppy and you want to rub them and everybody's petting your dog. That's how viruses are spread, mostly from your hand to your face. So if you're letting other people pet your dogs, or you have dogs intermingling that are kind of have been in contact with a COVID positive person, it is possible that that virus, just never mind from an infection in your dog spreading to you, but more along the lines of that contact, right? So the contact of those little particles finding their way into your nose or your mouth and then into your respiratory tract.
So it could actually ride. It could ride on the dog. So it's like if we're out and someone pets the dog. My tenant, he turns around and he tells me that his girlfriend got tested positive for corona, and he swears he gave it to her. He's like, I had it 3 weeks ago, and this and that, and I swear it was me. So he's outside, gardening, and I come out with the dog, and it's like Bruce goes over to him and he pets his head, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh boy. It's like now once he goes away, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to hose you down, Bruce, like spread you down, because I don't know. So I was really worried that if he was, but I doubt he is. But I'm saying, if he was, would he be able to pass it to just petting the top of the head? And now that you say that, that's good thing I did wipe him down.
Yeah, we were out with the dogs the other day, just taking a walk as a family, and everybody wants to pet the dog. But as soon as we got in the house, because it was such a socially awkward thing to tell somebody, "Don't pet my dog," and
right.
But nevertheless, we gave the dog a bath when we got home, because the virus lives on surfaces. We know, it can live on. Speaking of dogs, who's that?
That's Bruce. That's Bruce back there. He heard someone coming. I think he heard someone talking about him.
Holy crap! He sounds like a monster. What is he?
He's a big.
He's a pit bull.
Yeah. He's probably like he's a big bush though, right? Those big dogs sometimes.
He's a baby. He's the biggest baby. All he wants to do is push you off the couch, like literally push you off. If you forget about falling asleep on the couch, he'll go on the inside and push you completely off until you go to bed. And then that's his domain, the couch, because he's not allowed in the bed. But yeah, no, he's a big baby. That's all he wants is cuddles and to be loved and be petted.
I think that's one of those things that should be obvious then to us at this point, is like, if our babies are like our kids, which they are, they snuggle with us on the couch, and they're sometimes they find their way into your bedroom. I think we got to be really careful about letting strangers, or anybody for that matter, social distance should apply. I think that's the answer to that whole mess.
But I think the fault all lies on Carole Baskin. I think this is all goes back to Tiger King, the number one trending show on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, highly recommend it. Highly entertaining. But it's just so bizarre how a tiger, of all things, tests positive for this time when this sensation around Tiger King comes about. I just find it so freaking bizarre how that happened. I've
resisted the urge to watch that show. I don't know. Have you watched it, Mike? I haven't watched it yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I thought it was about was it like who's the trainer?
Siegfried and Roy?
Yeah, I thought it was about them. Like I was like, oh yeah, this is them. That's so weird. He looks young. I don't know. Is this an actor playing it? And this is the first time I saw like the preview on Netflix, and and then the next day, it's like everybody was talking about it. So everybody, and I feel like I'm going to watch it. I'm going to waste my time and be disappointed, because it's like I'm expecting this crazy, crazy show, and it's not going to be now. It's not going to be crazy. I mean, unless there's heads spinning off or something crazy happen, a guy turns into a tiger. I don't know. It's not going to be. I don't know. I'm just going to expect something that's probably not going to happen. So I think it ruined it. I should have watched it that night.
So
it's surprised.
It's incredibly entertaining. So I recommend it for those who haven't seen it. But Doc, thanks for the time. So there's first episode of Set It Straight with Doc Bots, talking about pets and how it can relate to how COVID-19 can relate to them because of the tiger that was tested positive at the Brank Zoo. Doc, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. We'll be back next time for another edition talking about anything related to COVID-19 and basic ideology around it, and just setting the record straight on the fact versus fiction. Looking forward to seeing you next time.